Hi, I'm Mark Sheridan, and this is a video on how I go about carving a little Christmas bell ornament for the Christmas tree. I start by turning down on the lathe a number of bells. So you can see here I've turned down the top handle and I've turned down the bottom flat flange of the bell. Now when I go to carve, I know that those are my centers and I don't have to worry about carving a center that is out of line of the center of the bell. So I go ahead and start cleaning up three corners of the bell, and I make it look like a cylindrical shape, leaving one of the corners to accommodate the nose and the chin and the eyebrows. Later, I'll come back and scribe in the shape of the bell and then start approximating it, again, just on the three corners, leaving that one corner available to carve the face. I scribe in the bottom of the nose, and then I scribe in approximately where I think the eyes are going to go and where the eyebrows are going to go. And then I start by cutting into the bottom of the nose with a sharp knife at a fairly straight cut and a fairly high angle up to the bottom of the nose, because I don't want to cut away too much material that is going to become a mustache or perhaps a beard. You can go ahead and flatten out the top of the nose and start shaping the forehead where the eyebrows are going to be set. Right after this, I pencil in the triangular shape of the nose from the nostrils up to the bridge in the nose. And I'll use a variety of small gouges and I'll use a knife to clean out this area. And I'm really trying to get a very deep eye socket at this point in time, making sure I don't cut away the portion that I'm going to be using later for the eyebrows. I pencil in here the sides of the nostrils and I make a fairly direct cut in to the wood and then sculpt out the cheeks at a very high angle to expose the nostrils, but also to keep a lot of material still there for carving in a nice round plump cheek. Later, I scribe in where a mustache would go. It could be a mustache or a beard. In this case, I've done a mustache. So I've scribed that in, and again, a fairly direct cut into the wood, and then relieving that wood underneath the mustache at a fairly high angle. Because again, I don't want to cut away too much cheek, and I'm not sure what the bottom underneath the mustache is going to be at this point in time. So I keep that fairly tight until I've decided what that's going to look like. Making sure I keep enough material there for the lip. I later come back and start to round the mustache from the base of the nostrils down to the top of the lip. I cleaned away the material at the base of the mustache up to the bottom of the lip to match the contour of the rest of the bell shape. I keep cleaning away material, trying to ensure that the cheek section really ends up projecting outwards. In order to make a nice plump round cheek, you have to dig in around the cheek a little bit more, you have to dig in around the nose a bit more, and that'll make the cheek protrude. The eyebrows are pretty simple. I just scribe a little along the top of the eyebrow cavity that I've already made with the eye socket and start scooping away some of that material, again, to match the other three sides of the contour of the bell. The eyes are simple ovals. And so I scribe in with a pencil, ovals underneath the eyebrows and above the cheeks. I start carving those out, basically to carve a sphere inside of those eye sockets. Make the sphere fairly deep into the eye socket and round that sphere out on all sides so that it looks like an eyeball. Once you get the eyes in place, it really gives you a sense of any changes you want to make to the eyebrows, any changes you want to make to the cheeks. So keep whittling away at all of those things to make a nice symmetrical left to right and top to bottom carving of a bell. Scribing in a few lines and carving those out along the eyebrows gives you the sense of the eyebrow. Again, the eyebrow hairs will go vertically near the bridge of the nose and more toward a horizontal plane towards the wing of the eyebrows. So do that, and you'll have a nice have a nice representation of an eyebrow. Scribe in a couple of lines for squint lines, wrinkles at the sides of the eyes, and carve those in. As you continue to clean up your carving, it should start looking like a face now. Don't be afraid to use a wood burning tool to put a few fine lines to clean up some of the carving marks you've made, especially around the eyes, the nostrils, any squint wrinkles that you've made at the edges of the eyes. A wood burning tool really enhances that. Similar to what you did with the eyebrows, cut in some V notches along the mustache. I like to add a little cigar, and so take your knife and just cut away a little section between the lower lip and the mustache, a little bit off to the side of center. Make yourself a cigar and put it in place. It's just kind of a fun addition. Clean up the top of the handle with a sharp knife, and that'll give you some nice crisp cuts where you had originally just turned it down on the lathe. Mark a few frown lines along the top of the eyebrows and just cut those out with shallow cuts of your knife, almost scooping the wood out.
Mark the bottom of the nostrils and make a few cuts to represent nostrils. Usually 3 cuts is enough. 2 vertical cuts from the mustache up to the tip of the nose, one across the mustache, and then a third one joining the 2 pieces.
I dish out the bottom of the bell just a little bit. I don't try to make it look like the inside of a bell, but I dish it out a little bit and smooth it out, and eventually come back with a wood burner and inscribe my name and date there. As I looked at this carving, I thought that the cheeks could use some bags under the eyes. That would give the cheeks even a puffier, rounder contour and kind of enhance what the eyes look like. I could have done this earlier and probably should have done it earlier. It was an afterthought, but I scribed in some bags and just cut those away and then recontoured the cheeks, came back with a wood burning tool to clean that up, and I think it made a nicer looking face for this bell. Again, as I continued to look at the carving, I thought that there was a fair space between the lower lip and the bottom of the flange in this particular face that I carved. So I'm adding a little bow tie. And so you can see I've carved a small bow tie out of a scrap piece of wood, did a little wood burning around it. I'll paint that up a nice bright color, and that'll be glued onto the bottom of the flange. And so that's what I've done to this point. You can add a little hook onto the top of this carving, a little eyelet. Back to this carving in my next YouTube video and show you how I went about painting it. Hope you enjoyed that. Give it a try.